Good morning. Hello. My name is Alisha Thomas, and I have been fortunate enough to be able to work with Wesley for the last 4 years. So I'm so excited to share it with all of you. Arguably, one of the hardest parts of college, especially at a campus as large as this one, is finding ways to make it feel a little bit less big and scary. Finding your community, finding, as my fellow peer minister said, your home away from home. And as so many people have said, and I'm sure many people will continue to say, there is no better description for the community that this is. Romans 8, verses 38 through 39, illustrate how nothing, not the drive or plane ride that separates students from their homes, not the test that you failed despite giving it your all to study for, not the people you might have outgrown after coming to college, not the poor decisions you may have made in your first few years of becoming a young adult, not even heartbreak in all of its forms can separate us from the love of God. The community here is genuinely a shining illustration of that verse. No matter who you are, where you're coming from, what language you speak, or even what you believe in, if you walk through those etc. coffeehouse doors with an open and curious mind, you are sure to be met with love and grace from the people that make up this beautiful student and faith-focused community. From a pastor who's just as quick to crack a good dad joke as he is to deliver little pieces of biblical wisdom, to an associate pastor who will spend hours cooking homemade, delicious, nutritious food for our students, to student staff members who truly help you feel seen, heard, and genuinely loved. I can honestly say that in my 4 years of exploring this campus, and if in my lifetime of exploring my own personal faith, I have never encountered a place quite like this one. A place where all are not just tolerated, not just smiled at, not just engaged on a surface level conversation, but are truly welcome and truly loved. In Sunday school, I was always raised to believe something that goes to the tune of a song that you might have grown up with too. A song that says, "They'll know we are Christians by our love." And I think that is the perfect way to not only describe the community here, but to encapsulate why I am so eternally grateful for it. Whether you come into our student center seeking a source of faith, rest, joy, or nourishment, or all of the above, you are absolutely sure to find it. And call me crazy, but our spaces are pulsing with a history of love, connection, and joy from throughout all of the years that these beautiful spaces have been made available to U of I students. For those of you who don't know, the way that I learned about this space was from one of those students. Years ago, my aunt was one of them. Out of the 3 children on my dad's side of the family, she was not only the youngest, but the one to travel the furthest for college, as her siblings chose to stay close to home in Chicago. But always looking for the next exciting experience on the horizon, at least from what I've heard, she took U of I by storm. And she credits some of the confidence that she found in herself during her college years to the hospitality she found just down the hallway in our very own coffee house. I'm not exaggerating when I say that the very first thing she told me when I committed here was to find this place and find a way to get connected. And, well, not only did I do that, but just a few weeks ago, my aunt brought her own children to this campus for the first time since she graduated college herself, and she got to meet some of you all as well. And although it makes me feel kind of old to say it, her eldest son will be starting college in the fall. I'm so glad that if he does choose to come here to UIUC, he'll have this community not just as a source of love, support, and faith, but even as a direct connection to his own family, a true home away from home. Thank you all for everything. And now, I wouldn't be a political science major if I didn't end this with some sort of call to action. But some of you might know in our local community there was unfortunately a very tragic accident that happened in Chatham. There were some young lives that were taken. And standing here about to graduate just a few weeks away, it makes me think about the importance of youth and not taking a second for granted. We don't want to sit by and do nothing, so on Monday, tomorrow, from 11 to 4, we'll be having a bake sale on the quad. I know we have some very, very talented bakers in this room, so if you're willing to contribute something, that's wonderful. Or if you're willing to come by and support, we would really appreciate that as well. Because something I truly admire about this community is that when others are in need, everyone is very, very quick to help however they can. Thank you.